Hello everybody and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast, where we talk all things Dream Team, helping you to win your mini leagues. Before we start, hit that like button, hit that subscribe and notch the bell. Make sure you get notified every time a new podcast lands. If you do want more content or just to show your support for the Dream Team Tonic lads, head over to patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic. The link is in the description below. We offer access to an amazing Discord, exclusive articles, fixture easies, live question and answers and much more, all to help you improve you as a Dream Team manager. Without further ado, I hand you over to me, Tony, for today's podcast. Enjoy and thanks for your support. Hello! Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to have
Right,
you back. All good, mate, you?
Yeah, good.
Hey, you're looking very handsome there, James.
Oh, thank you. Webcam issues, I'm afraid.
Webcam issues today. Yeah, we're back on video. We've got a bit of a taste for it now. So yeah, welcome back to everyone who's been listening. Episode number 101. I'm Tony, and as usual, I'm joined by Ben and James. We're going to go through how the week went, the list of questions, the mini leagues, and see how it's going on. So, without further ado, straight over to my side. The podcast team, 50 points this week. Not the greatest, but not the worst as well. I did make a few transfers. I did David De Gea to Ederson, Wan-Bissaka to Mitoma, and Mahrez to Foden. Doing a bit of hokey-cokey with these City midfielders, probably. So Ederson got me 5 points, a welcome clean sheet. Walker 5 points off the bench. Diaz 4 points. Luke Shaw got me 7 points, clean sheet for 10-man United. De Bruyne 0, came off the bench, but yeah, strange he didn't start the game. Probably rested him for Champions League, I guess. Fernandes 3 points. Foden 3 points. Mitoma carries on his rich vein of form, 10 points for the assistant star man. Martinelli got a goal against Fulham. He got 8 points. Haaland 5 points and Rashford 0 points. One transfer remaining, 4.7 million in the bank. This team is currently ranked 8,000, which isn't too bad. Mate. My best side is has dropped a little bit to 18th, been overtaken by Aman. I think Aman's been 10th or 11th now, which is brilliant. He's had a really good week. So yeah, still up there, but took a few punts, took a few chances. Ivan Toney. I wanted Mitoma, but it was one of them. I would try not to use the last transfer as advised by you, Ben. And I went and accidentally used it anyway because I was toying with Foden and I put him in. I must have took him out of a different side. I must have reversed it in a different side because I'm adamant I reversed it. It must have been a different team. That's when you've had a few beers, I get ready to go out. So it's one of them. Shouldn't be making those mistakes, but I did. You got 3 points. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next up, that's my side. Next up, your team, James.
I'll take your 50 and raise you 51 points, right, Tony? Somehow the United backline managed to keep a clean sheet despite Casemiro sending off. 8 points for De Gea, seven for Martinez, 7 for Shaw. I did make one transfer. That's the trouble when you got 5 transfers burning a hole. You're like, oh, how can I improve the side? Oh, I'll take out Odegaard and put Foden in, and that cost me 5 points, I think, overall. So Foden only got 3. He's been on a crazy streak. I tipped him in my Fantasy Football Hub article, and then didn't do it the week before because he only had 1 fixture. And and now he came on and he didn't look great. If I'm honest, he didn't play particularly well, particularly in the first half. So and then Odegaard goes and scores, but that's the way the cookie crumbled. Fernandes 0, Saka 3, De Bruyne 0, and up front Rashford 0, Haaland 5, Kane 18. At least they didn't take Harry Kane out, Tony.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot that bit. That's shocking, isn't it? Proper stung me. Proper
it's a long-term thing, isn't it? It's still the end of the month.
It is, and hopefully
you can't just grumble over the first match.
No.
But he could, he could bang in the midweek fixture.
Gotta hope, I know. Yeah. Gotta hope.
He's playing Southampton. They're not great.
Yeah.
Kane's been a little bit quiet for his standards, hasn't he? For the last
definitely last week.
So probably, really, I mean, with Harry Kane, you probably think, well, he's due a haul. We're at Forest in the last game he played Forest and he missed a penalty. He scored 2 and missed a penalty, was it? Against Forest.
Oh, when they played them last year, that's right, yeah. Yeah, when they played the City ground.
Yeah. Yeah, that hurt a little bit, but it's one of them. That's where I should have gone out Friday night, absolutely hammered, and not woke up until 3:10.
That's my speciality.
Yeah, I wish I had done that now. Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Over to your side, Ben.
Yeah, 44 points. I've had a shocker this week. So, yeah, like I say, it's a 5 for 3. So I brought Ivan Toney in for Kane. So I've got another 4 games to Kane's 2 now, but Kane's 18 points up on Toney. So I've got Southampton midweek. Kane's got a blank, so hopefully he can make some points up for me there. And I also brought Foden in. Probably a bit of FOMO because he's been flying. Was it 3-star mans in a row? He's been playing all the games. Mahrez seems to be rested for the Champions League now. De Bruyne are the same at the moment. Looks like De Bruyne's getting rested for the Champions League. Big match. Because they drew the first leg, didn't they? So they need to win midweek. So, so brought Foden in for Odegaard. Odegaard was ill, so I thought, I'll risk it because Odegaard was ill on Thursday. And he played today, he got a goal. But he got a yellow card, I think. So it's 7 points he got in the end. But I don't know if he'll play midweek. I would imagine he will, Odegaard, with it being 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So they need to win as well. So my back line all scored points. De Gea, 8, Shaw, Martinez, both got 7. Wan-Bissaka got 8. Fernandes got a 7 rating. Like I said, Foden 7 rating, so they both got 3 points. De Bruyne came off the bench. Saka got a 7 rating, so that's 3 points. Rashford, nothing. Haaland, 5. Toney, nothing. This team is 13k, so it's not moved from last week. Exactly the same, more or less. My best team's now up to 693rd. So keep pushing. Get out on top 100.
Yeah, not far off, mate.
God, it was so easy to make loads of transfers this week to try and sit in my hands. Like Mitoma was one that was jumping out at me.
Yeah.
Decided not to do that one. And he got 10 points in his star man.
Yeah. Mitoma and Toney were the ones. And then obviously after not bringing in Mitoma and still having that transfer, like you say, a bit of FOMO with Foden. Starting again, scoring 3 games running, looking really good. Just thought I can't miss out on another Foden haul. So yeah. That's the way it goes. Right. That's those done. Team's gone through.
I've still got 2 transfers left as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
What are you doing with them? You're saving
I'm
them?
saving them, mate. Next week's a single game week, innit? So I'll see who's not playing. I think Liverpool's got a blank, haven't they? West Ham's got a blank as well. So I ain't got no Liverpool or West Ham in this team anyway. So I've got nothing to worry about there.
No, you're all right there. Right, let's jump into the listener questions. First up is that man I spoke about earlier, who's flying high, Aman. Should we be getting Chilwell into our teams? Rich Vane of form with 25 points in his last 3 games. Seems to be a good differential with an overall ownership of 1.7%. I heard that the Leicester fans are giving Chilwell a bit of stick before he scored.
Yeah, I'm Fofana. Just booing him.
Yeah, he had to get a goal, didn't he, Chilwell?
When he scored, he went up to the crowd, cupping his ears. When we played Millwall in the cup when he was a bit younger, in the FA Cup, he was like getting pelters from the Millwall fans. He wouldn't go and take a throw in.
Brilliant.
So
what do you reckon then? What do you reckon about it
now? Hey, what do I think of that? I think Aman should have kept this to himself because he is like. I was looking at the percentage in the top 100, and it's only three players have got him in their team in the top 100, and he's one of them. And he's shot up now to 11th place. So Aman, you need to start thinking about winning it. You're in a good position. You're in a very good position. You've shot up from low 100 to like top 15 now. So you're 11th. So you've got to start thinking about winning it, mate. I think Chilwell's got brilliant fixtures as well for the rest of the month now. It's good point to jump on him. Definitely. High ceiling as well with potential goals and assists. He's on corners and set pieces and that. So, yeah. Always getting in the box, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's been watching Alonso play for a few years.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's looking good.
I want to say as well, congratulations, man, on winning the Dream Team Tonic Patreon Cup.
Well done, man.
Yeah, £100 cash prize. Trophy.
Yeah, cash prize and commiserations to Mgu. You'll also be getting a runners-up prize. So congratulations.
Yeah, always good. Yeah, Patreon Cup. Always run really well. So well done, Aman. Like I say, we'll get the cash sorted, the trophy, get everything to you. So we'll be in touch. But Chilwell, yeah, I mean, like I say, he's on set plays. He's looking dangerous. I think he's shown now he's back to fitness, full fitness. Not like the guy on the other fullback who just seems to be breaking down. I think he's got another injury, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking like the best option now, isn't he, at Chelsea?
He is. Very solid. They have like obviously that's a big boost from that winning the Champions League. And getting through to the next round. Big boost from. I think Potter needed that because I think the pressure was mounting. So they put a few wins together now. So who knows? But I don't want to start talking about a Chelsea trade again because that usually crashes. So what do you reckon, James, about Chilwell looking good?
He's a good player, and we know that he can. If he gets a run in the side, he can do really well. He's actually played a lot of the recent fixtures since he's come back from injury. He's looking good. I think Chelsea have been a tad fortunate with their recent wins. But no, I wouldn't put anyone off him. I think he's got good fixtures, high ceiling, like Ben said. Decent shout, definitely.
Yeah. I don't think they've looked convincing, Chelsea, really, but it's building a little bit of momentum, a little bit of, I don't know, probably getting a bit of positivity back in the camp because they've been awful for quite a while since Potter's gone in, really. So, yeah, have to keep an eye on them. Lee Hooper up next. De Bruyne not getting the hauls and being rested. Mahrez not getting much of a look in. Grealish playing every game but doing very little. Foden carrying an injury. How do we make sense of the City midfield conundrum? Ben, how do we work that out?
Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare, really. But you expect Man City to go on in the cups, don't we? So you've got to stick with KDB for me. Yeah, he's got rested this game, and he's missed 2 other games recently. But when he plays, he's in the top scoring. He's second top point scoring midfielder on the game. He's got the most star mans. He's got 8 star mans, 5 goals, 18 assists. So for me, he's a hold. Good fixtures to carry on with after this. So they got Burnley in the FA Cup next week after the Champions League this midweek. They've got Burnley FA Cup quarter final. Then they got Liverpool, and then the next fixtures they're going to Southampton away, and then that's when we're hoping they go for in Champions League because then that'll be this first leg of the quarterfinals, and it goes on at Leicester after that as well at home. So I think it's a hold for me. Definitely more of a hold than Mahrez.
Yeah.
I think he play more games.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Foden, he's been on form. So, yeah, definitely an option. Grealish just seems to be playing because of how much money he spent on him. It's just like, oh, you've got to play because I've spent this money on you now. He's ticking along and he's getting assists. He's getting his 7 ratings. A bit boring, like it's no 18 pointers or anything like that. But yeah. Mahrez will play in the Champions League, I reckon. I reckon he'll start the match. But I don't know what he's going to do in the future with no Champions League until April after that. So surely he'll get minutes at some point anyway. But yeah, I'd probably be looking to come off Mahrez if he's going to be missing matches because there's normally, like last season, there wasn't really many options. But this year we have a lot more options in midfield now. So you can move to someone else who's definitely going to get 2 fixtures. There's a lot more options. And you got Bernardo and Gundogan. They're not for me, really. Bernardo scored last week, didn't he? But he ain't playing every game, so no. Like you say, I like the look of Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Odegaard, Mitoma, and I like Alexis Sanchez as well. Alexis McAllister, when now he's playing number 10 for Brighton. So yeah, Brighton's fixtures are beautiful as well at the moment.
They've played really well as well.
Yeah,
good side, very good side.
They've got a game midweek, haven't they? So they're playing Palace, and then they got Grimsby, Brentford, Bournemouth, and then they play Tottenham in April, and then they've got 3 games to be rearranged as well if they go for in the FA Cup. So there's lots to. There might be a hole for April, like I said last week.
Yeah. What do you reckon, James?
I think Ben summed that up amazingly there. Tricky one. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. I'm personally keeping hold of De Bruyne. If you look at his stats, he's still doing pretty well. I do wonder if he is now getting to the age where he's struggling to play 2 games a week. But I suspect it's more that they're desperate to win the Champions League. And they're saving him for that. I think they'd give up the Premier League just to get a Champions League, to be honest. They're that desperate. Foden's an interesting one. There's a lot of talk that he's got plantar fasciitis, which you know a lot about that, don't you, Tony? We had a conversation about it.
yeah, we did. I wonder what the bloody hell it was.
I've had it. It is really painful. I could barely put my foot on the floor, but I'm not sure he has got that, to be honest. I don't know how you can play football if you've got plantar fasciitis, but there you go. But yeah, I've got a feeling that Mari's can play midweek as well.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You never know with Pep, do you? So I think out of the main players, I think Grealish is my least preferred because his ceiling seems to be a lot lower. So it is a tricky one. I personally think there's better options than Grealish out there, although he's a bit of a differential. That he has that going for him.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I promise a couple of times this year, if he scores a hat-trick for me in my top team, I'll get a big tattoo of him on my shoulder. It's not helped. He's not getting nowhere near that hat-trick, so I don't think... Has he ever scored a career hat-trick?
No, he hasn't.
Very much doubt it.
You're quite safe there, I think. What about a brace, Tony? Are you willing to a brace and an assist? Are you willing to lower it?
A brace and an assist.
Yeah.
He's got to get a star man as well then.
Well, I think he will if he gets a brace and an assist.
Well, you'd expect so, but you never know. He does all right for his ratings, to be fair, Grealish, because he does do a lot of dribbles. He does he carries the ball, and then he usually stops and passes it backwards, but he does carry the ball quite well. So yeah, it's tricky with the City midfielders. We do every year. We have these same conversations because they're always in and out, and you're wondering, is it better to have, say, obviously with the way the fixtures are falling now, and Matoma, who's going to play probably every game for Brighton, or a Foden who's probably as explosive, but he's going to be in and out the side. And I think sometimes you just got to, look past that and just, if you're going to pick the City play, you've got to put up with the headaches of they're going to miss out sometimes.
I was looking at the points earlier, and Rodri's got 19 more points than Grealish, just by ticking along, getting 7 ratings. He's got like 3 star mans and 2 goals or something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of defensive midfielders are just ticking along this year, aren't they?
Yeah. With the algorithm or whatever for the points and the ratings, obviously they're cocking up them 7 ratings nicely. So yeah, that's the advantage of having someone steady, and he does chip in with odd goal as well, Rodri, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he's quite dangerous from set pieces. So, yeah, there's no sense to make of the City conundrum. I think you either ride it or you don't. Andy Boyne next. Arsenal have 5 Premier League fixtures in April. 3 of them are against Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea. If the worst happens and they get knocked out of the Europa League this week, if they get knocked out of the Europa League this week, would we need to think about reducing the number of assets? If so, which teams will we be targeting to get replacement players from? What do you reckon, Ben? Arsenal, obviously, 2-2 draw away. I think they should sort that out. I think they should see themselves through. What do you reckon, Rob?
Firstly, I'd say let's wait and see who goes through this week. Then we can reassess, because we don't really know what's happening yet. There's a few tight calls at the moment. Man City are drawing the first one, so is Arsenal. Man United looked like the through. They won 4-1, didn't they? Arsenal, like you just said, Spurs are out. West Ham, 2-0 away. They should be through, but not really. I'm not really looking at them now. Chelsea are through. And Liverpool have got a mountain to climb, haven't they? So, yeah, I'd just wait and see, really. Wait and see who goes through. Keep your transfers, because they'll come in handy for end of the month and when you want to start targeting teams for April. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, definitely. You'll see the whole picture, don't you?
Yeah. Brighton's going to have loads of fixtures to rearrange as well. So, yeah. Quickly, Tony. I think you've cut a bit off that fixture grid you've put on the slide.
I was looking at it earlier. I was looking across. I'm thinking, pissing hell, I've got the teams off the end. And people will be looking at it and going, all right, who's
who's the teams?
And I'm thinking, while you're chatting, would I be able to get it up and update?
I didn't know if you could move it and change it.
I can't touch it now. It's a little bit annoying. But yeah, sorry.
What do you think, James?
I would definitely be reducing my Arsenal coverage if they go out of the Europa League. It only makes sense because their fixtures aren't that great in April anyway. Certainly the defensive assets would have to be switched, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit early to say. I think we need to see who goes through. But yeah, definitely reducing coverage if they go out, I'd say.
Yeah, more so defensively. If I don't mind keeping Saka and Odegaard if they're doing well.
Yeah, for them
Definitely.
games, it's one of them, and it's the defensive assets you worry about because against Liverpool, City, and Chelsea.
They've got West Ham and Southampton in the middle of the month. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Chelsea aren't very prolific, are they? It's at the moment.
The way yesterday.
Well, yeah.
They're only playing Leicester though.
That's it. I mean, Rovers went there and won, didn't they? So
yeah,
out could happen.
I think Rodgers is getting a sack, isn't he?
It's looking likely.
Yeah.
So
all good things come to an end.
They do.
Who would you like to come in then, Ben?
I don't have a clue. Last week we were saying on the other pod, weren't we? Probably Thomas Frank, but can't see him moving to Leicester now. Not the way we're doing and the Brentford are doing.
Yeah.
So it's a bigger job though.
I'd tell you what, I'd like someone like De Zerbi. Hopefully Leicester have done their studying and gone out and studied abroad and looked for somebody like De Zerbi and come in and just change the team. He's done amazing since he's come in. I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Potter, he left behind a very good side anyway. Their recruitment
They're
staff,
better than though.
They need pay rises because their recruitment's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, so their scouting staff and all that, they require some plaudits. But I think De Zerbi has took him on another level, hasn't he?
They're more consistent now.
Yeah, they're a bloody good side, really good, and they're good to watch as well. It's very easy on the eye. Yeah, nice, good things happening at Brighton. They keep the players that they're losing as well. They just keep replacing them with better players. It's very strange how good their scouting network has been. On to Arsenal. I mean, the top of the league for a reason. They're a good side. They score goals. I can see them scoring against Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. Yeah, just the defensive assets for me that would probably need reducing. Other than that, you're going to keep the likes of Saka. If you're punting on Martinelli as well, but keep him. Jesus is back now. He could be a decent differential. I've got him on my watch list because if he can prove his fitness, and to be fair, before this injury, I don't ever remember him being injured through his City career and stuff. So I think he's pretty robust. So hopefully he proves his fitness and he can become an option, another striking option that might be able to do well. Yeah, so hopefully they get through the Europa League. Warnock Stephen, Highlands averaged 2.7 points per game across the last 10 matches, blanking in 5 of them. Sorry, I'm personally still too scared to move him on, but on current form, there's a case for it, isn't there? He's definitely got a point. It's something that I was toying with. but it's so scary to take him out because you know, I mean, you could very easily score 3 or 4. What do you reckon, Ben?
Yeah, I'm definitely holding him. I just think Man City got the fixtures. I'm definitely keeping him with. So they've got Burnley next week, and then Liverpool. I've already gone through them, but yeah, Southampton, and then the Champions League. If they get through in the Champions League as well, it's the whole for me. It's like it all boils down to how these second legs go, and then the whole thing changes. That's what I love about Dream Team is that because of the extra cup games, we get the whole thing changes, and then you go a total different way for players. In FPL, it's a bit more samey all the time, isn't it? Like you just play the best teams and the best fixtures, but like the fixture swings are massive in Dream Team.
Yeah, definitely. We're having the cup games and the European games.
Yeah,
it's huge, isn't it? It's huge. You've got to play a fixture volume. Do you reckon, James?
Well, his form's a little bit concerning, but it's only a matter of time before he gets a hat-trick, isn't it? He's just playing in that side. It's only a temporary blip in form. It's the first half of the season. He was absolutely unstoppable. If you look at, if you actually rank the strikers based on the average of the last 5 points, he's actually 18th. Can you believe it? 18th. Do you guys want to have a guess? He's in the top 5 on form without cheating.
For strikers or for
Trossard. Trossard,
no. Trossard's not in there. No.
Martinelli.
Martinelli is, yeah.
Yeah.
Salah must be there.
Salah's top with 7.8 points.
I bet Kane's in there now because he scored 18 points.
Who, sorry?
Kane. He'll be in there now, won't he?
Yeah, Kane's in there, yeah.
Rashford.
Yeah. Rashford is currently 9th in the list.
Is he?
Or not?
Yeah. Bit of a drop off there for him.
Yeah.
Is he an absolute wild one up there?
The much maligned Darwin Núñez is in 4th spot. And the only no. Ollie Watkins.
Yeah. Scored again today.
3rd. So the top 5 are Salah, Martinelli, Watkins, Núñez, Kane, and then Havertz comes in at number 6. Can you believe?
It's no wonder my team's falling to bits. Yeah, crazy. He's too dangerous to take out in Haaland. If City get through, he plays every game. He's one person you can rely on that starts every game. So, yeah, it's a no from me. I do know where he's coming from though. Walmart's there because it did cross my mind thinking, but no, like I say, too scared. DT Patrick has been on the Discord. How much credence, if any, do you put on expected goals for and against, e.g. Núñez? Expected goals seems high, but goals not necessarily forthcoming. On the back of the stats you just said, James.
Yeah.
XG, do you use it then?
Not really, no. I do more eye test, like watching the players, seeing how they're doing in the matches. Like you can see who's on form, can't you? Banging the target in that, and who's getting the goals. So yeah, so not for me really. Just reminds me of Adama Traore, that XG, just that season when he was right up there and he just couldn't score.
Yeah.
You see his goal? He scored last week, didn't you? See his goal?
I haven't seen his goal, no.
Cracking goal. Like like jumped up and volleyed it. It's like karate kicked it went into the corner. Normally that probably go over the bar.
Yeah.
He got subbed at half time today, in the late kickoff.
No way.
No, he hasn't been starting that many games, but he scored a goal last week. gets a start, is clearly not great, and gets subbed at half time.
Yeah,
He's a good player to bring off the bench, isn't he?
He's an impact
Yeah.
player
Yes,
like that,
defender.
isn't he? Definitely. Tired defenders, you got him coming on, full of baby oil. Scary. I never look at XG ever. I don't know whether I'm just being ignorant to this new thing that's arrived, but no, don't interest me. Like you say, the eye test I'd say is probably better. Just see how they're performing, see how they're playing. It's not what I touch on. What about you, James? Obviously, I know you played FPL for years, and I know a lot of FPL players use XG. What do you reckon?
I prefer real points to expected points, but I do actually look at the expected goal stats. It's only I don't put too much credence into it. I'm more of an eye test kind of guy. I think it can be useful to have a look at it because sometimes it highlights a player that you wouldn't have thought of, or didn't realise was getting in all these good positions. But no, I'm not. I'm 80% eye test, 20% stats, I'd say.
Yeah. Last week, Leicester had nearly 2 XG against Southampton, and they got no goals.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, it's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Right. Dream Team Professor's been on. Dream Team Tonic have been asked to select the next presenter of Match of the Day. Who are you choosing and why? Ben, who would you like to replace the Lineker?
Welcome to Match of the Day. I'm Paddy McGuinness. Let the football see the goal. Let the spec see the tater. That's who I'd pick. Bit of banter. Tell you the truth, I couldn't think of anyone.
What about you, James?
Give it Dream Team Tonic till end of season. We could do that, couldn't we? No problem.
Oh, definitely. I had that. Give it to us.
I'll do it for Lineker's money.
I'll do it for free. At least I wouldn't have to listen to Danny Murphy. I don't watch Match of the Day anymore. Is Danny Murphy still on it?
Yeah, quite regularly.
Honestly. Yeah, that's why I don't watch it. Do you know, it makes me cringe listening to him. Like, he criticises players for maybe not getting up and down the pitch or being lazy or anything like that. And I'm like, you lazy bastard. Like, how can you call anybody lazy? He came to Rovers on like 40, 50 grand a week. Absolutely fleeced us, that little fucker. Excuse my language. Yeah. If you're listening, Danny, you're shit. And he talks shit as well. So
he's on talk shit as well now as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm listening to Talk Sport way over the night and you're on. Switched it off and put a bit of magic on. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so give it to us. We'll sort it. Don't worry about it. Do it for like I say, no money.
You can come on as well. You can come on as well, DT Professor.
Yeah.
We do a bit analysing the match centre.
That's it. All 4 of us. Fine. Much better team. Shearer, Wrighty. I like Ian Wright, to be fair.
Yeah.
And Shearer's obviously a Rovers legend, but yeah, about time they got rid of Lineker. Anyway, Walmart Stapleton's back. Assuming you all played the game, what position were you? Indulge yourselves. Which player would you say most closer and resembles your skills and style of play? Go on, Ben. You've done a bit in your time, haven't you?
It's a bit funny, like saying, "Oh yeah, I resemble a certain player." I think when I was little, I used to like David Beckham a lot. I used to try and mimic his free kicks and his crossing and that, the way he kicks the ball. And then as I got older, I used to play like attacking midfield. So I used to try and mimic like Lampard's late runs into the box and stuff like that. long shots. And then as I got older, I was playing fullback. So then I used to try and play like Ashley Cole or something like that. So yeah, it's a bit silly trying to say, oh yeah, I'm like these players. But yeah, try and watch them in matches and see what they do. And when I was younger, and then try and do that in a match.
So you like Roberto Carlos?
Yeah, I can't kick the ball as hard as him though. I've had a go at trying to do the old Swaz ball. You know what he did against France in the Le Tournoi?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Are you left-footed then?
Yeah, I'm left-footed, yeah. But I used to play both sides, so I used to play right and left.
There you are. James?
Jan Mulby, just stand in the centre of the defence, spraying those balls about. Not running around too much. Fitness is not that high these days. I think Jan Mulby. Well, fitness has never been that high, really, apart from a very short time in my life. So I would go with Jan Mulby. It was nearly Thomas Brolin, but I thought I wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I started as a right winger, me, and when I was young, obviously Rovers won Premier League in '95, so I was like 8-year-old. That's like I used to love Stuart Ripley. I don't know if people remember Stuart Ripley, but he would literally get the ball, he'd just run to the byline and cross it. That is literally what he did. He was brilliant. A good channel for lots of Shearer's goals. So yeah, I used to do that, and then a bit further on, I ended up front. Not the most prolific of scorers, but compare it to an Emil Heskey. Effective, but not many goals. One of them. But yeah, that's not indulging, is it?
I hate the stick that Emil Heskey gets, because when he was at Leicester, he was unreal.
Yeah, he was
just scoring goals for fun. But then when he went to Liverpool, he sort of changed his game for Owen to try and help him, and he was probably the best partner that Owen ever had.
Yeah, I bet you wouldn't say that himself, wasn't he? Because he were good for Liverpool. Heskey.
Yeah.
He did get a lot of stick, didn't he?
Yeah.
I suppose strikers do. If they don't score goals, they're going to always open to that criticism. But yeah, very effective player.
I was gonna say, I thought when you started saying right winger, I thought you were going to say Brett Emerton.
Oh, I love Brett Emerton. He was good.
Yeah,
he was good.
He was up and down the wing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a great player. Typical Aussie, full of energy. A great signing. He turned out to be. We've had some good players over the years. I've always been lucky enough to watch quite a few of them. But yeah, hopefully we can get back up to Premier League soon. But,
yeah, and then we can start not picking Blackburn players.
Oh yeah, definitely won't be putting them in. Hey, do you know? Just touching on that. What about Bazuna? Is that back-to-back clean sheets?
Yeah.
Clean sheets for Bazuna.
I can't even believe you even thought of that. That's good.
We're not going there, are we?
No.
He was on Star Man today at one point as well. I don't know who did it finish on the Star Man. Oh, I think it finished on Walker Peters. I think it was Walker Peters.
Yeah, Walker Peters.
Yeah, but it was on Bazuna for quite a while. I think it's surely not. Surely.
Bazuna finished third after Ward-Prowse and Walker Peters.
So, yeah, the Bazuna train. Right, Andy Barnett's back. A lot of people seem to be using transfers to swap Dalot to Wan-Bissaka and vice versa, and then they're being peeved when they're benched. Hey, excuse me. Should we just hold the one we have, or just use one more transfer to get a nailed player and not bother with either of them? Obviously, quite a bit of rotation going on at that right back row, which isn't surprising because Dalot were on fire before he got injured. And then Wan-Bissaka took his chance. He did brilliantly for quite a few weeks. So it's only fair that he is swapping and changing them.
I think you should ask James about this one.
Go on, James.
Well, I had some transfers left at the end of last month, and I did bring in Dallo for Wan-Bissaka in quite a few teams. It's annoying. It is annoying. I think there was a chance that Dallo came on today if Casemiro didn't get sent off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think so too.
I think we'll all agree probably Wan-Bissaka's a little bit better defensively. Obviously, Dallo's got a higher ceiling, better going forwards. So I think it was just a bit unlucky that Casemiro got sent off. And I am, just as a slight aside, I am slightly worried about Casemiro getting sent off because he's now banned for 4 games because it's his second red.
Yeah.
So he's not back now till for a month. Mid-April will be his next game. So
I'd be booking an holiday to Spain.
Yeah.
Go sit on beach or something.
Yeah, I'd be doing the same if I was in, to be honest. Get out that Manchester rain for sure.
Yeah.
Does that is he suspended for the FA Cup though?
I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll have to check that. But I know it's certainly 4-game ban, which that's enough. I don't think you'd want to keep him, would you? That's too long a ban for me, I think.
That's because if he's not banned next week, then you could probably hold him because it's only a single, and then you can reassess after the international break.
Which means you'd probably definitely play as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously they know he won't be playing many other games.
Are we worried about? I mean, a lot of us we're quite heavy United at the back. Are you now? I'm a bit concerned. Are you guys concerned about their defensive form without Casemiro sweeping up just in front of the back 4?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say he's definitely improved United at that point. He's a quality player. Yeah, definitely. I did move off United a little bit this month with Arsenal's fixtures. So I think in my best side I put Gabriel and Zinchenko in. So I've still got De Gea and Shaw because I think they're probably well up there. They're quite good with the Starman ratings. Shaw has got a goal and an assist in him as well, which he's shown many times this year. So I kept the more explosive ones. I think I got rid of Wan-Bissaka. And in a few teams, I think I took out Martinez. So yeah, it is a concern because he's definitely shored him up a little bit. You reckon,
just to clarify, Casemiro misses that FA Cup tie. It's
Right.
It's when they get yellow cards banned. That's when they just miss the league matches. But when they get when they get a red card, they miss like the FA Cup match as well. So yeah, he misses the Fulham game in the FA Cup, Newcastle, Brentford, and Everton. So he's back after that. But yeah, I'm going to try and hold my transfers next week because it's only a single. And then I can reassess after the international break because if there's any injuries during the international break. It's a long time.
Yeah.
So the fixtures start again on 31st of March. So it's a long time. Yeah. But it's one to think about anyway. I haven't got no Casemiros, I don't think. None of my main teams anyway.
No. Right. Got a couple of questions here that we probably have covered. I'd say they're very similar. FPL now, then young man. What to do with KDB and best replacements. He's got Saka, Odegaard, and Fernandes already in his side. And the Honey Badger, KDB benched again yesterday. Has Pep lost the plot? Are any of you considering replacing him? And if so, with who? And his current midfield is KDB, Bruno, Mitoma, and Saka. We've got a replacement for these guys. You reckon, Ben?
Just hold him. I think hold him. Hold him because he's going to come in handy later on in the season when the big matches are coming thick and fast. He'll be playing then. So I don't want to say sell him. Just hold him, lads.
Yeah. James?
Yeah, it's definite hold for me as well. I wouldn't be taking him out.
Yeah. And I sit here saying hold him, even though I took him out in the best side. Obviously, I tried not to. I did try to reverse it, but I ended up taking him out because I was thinking about differentials and I tried to be different because I want to try and win. I want to try and win the whole thing. I'm not arse. I don't want to finish 10th. I can't be arse finishing 10th and being, I finished 10th and I'm close. I want to attack it and try my best to try and win it. And if you've noticed in the top 100, the teams are so similar. There's a lot of similarity. People have moved on to different blocks now. People are trying to make a move and go different. So it is opening up a little bit. But yeah, KDB, it does the business, doesn't it? Year on year, he's always up there with the top scorers. So yeah, I'd hold unless you're in a position where you really do need to go different and you're chasing somebody. I don't know whether if you're second in the league and the top guy has KDB. Yeah, it's a risk, but it's a risk that might pay off. Mitoma's a good shout.
Yeah. Like I said earlier on in the pod, players, if you were going to jump across, so you got Saka, Bruno, Odegaard, Mitoma. I like Alexi McAllister for the next few weeks as well.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't move off him because I think he'll start against Red Bulls Leipzig.
Yeah, definitely, surely.
And then you'll be thinking, I might as well keep him for the FA Cup game because you'll start that surely. That's a big game now, quarter-final, the FA Cup. And then we get a little break, don't we? So then we can reassess after that. And we know who's gone through in the Champions League, in the Europa League, Conference League as well. So
yeah, definitely. See that bigger picture. Right, that wraps up the questions. As we touched on earlier, Aman, big well done for winning the Patreon Cup, mate. Goo, unlucky, mate. But could have been worse. It could have been Tony and not even got a point in the group stages.
Yeah, at least he's walking away with a bit of cash as well.
Exactly. The run-up prize. So you're not going home empty-handed. Not like what they do on Tipping Point. It always annoys me that. Do you know when people get eliminated on Tipping Point?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched it? Why can't they just give them the 700 quid or whatever they've earned?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't get it. Yeah, anyway, that's a gripe I've got about Tipping Point. Tight-ass bastards. Just give them the bloody money. Anyway, also we had a winner. A. Matthews won the Gameweek 25 prize, £50. That was sent away to you today, mate. So, yeah, well done for that. 5 transfers you made. You did send us a picture of it on Twitter. Very good transfers they were. So you smashed it this week. Well done, mate. Now over to the mini leagues. The army slides are a bit of a mess. So we're going to do the second chance cash league first.
Want me to read it?
Go on, Ben. I was just looking who wasn't on there.
Yeah, I've just dropped out of it.
I've dropped out as well, which is rather annoying.
Go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's a very tight league, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tight as a tortoise.
So we have in 10th place Tom Brindley with Quavers. 9th place Tom Brindley with Tangy Toms. He likes his crisps.
Yeah.
8th place Plevna 4, Andrew Haynes. 7th place, whoa, Black Betty, Obama Yang, Phil Russo. 6th place, Big Bang Thierry. Phil Russo again. In 5th place, we have Your Tonic, Anthony Sutcliffe.
Come on.
4th place, Yorkshire Tea, Stephen Holt. 3rd place, Tony Tonic. 2nd place, Dream Team Tonic Podcast. Off the top, what's going on?
Yeah.
Top of the shop. Pot 1. Jamie Curry, new leader.
New leader.
Happened.
Well done, mate. I'd just had a stinker on it. We're only halfway through. I'm hoping by some miracle things improve. But this weekend has reminded me of the few weekends before the World Cup break. I just made a few terrible decisions and paid the price. But
You can't get everything right, mate.
You can't. Swings and roundabouts. Yeah. I've fallen 10 places this weekend so far. My other disaster, I fell like 600 places. So it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things, is it?
No. You're still in the mix.
I'm the 18th most likely person to win it. That's not that bad. I'll say that. Yeah. So from that league to the next league, the DT Tonic Patreon League, open to all Patreon members from the start of the season. James, will you give this a read, mate?
Sure. In 10th spot, we've got Anthony Sutcliffe. 9th, Mark McKee. 7th, Jake Bevan. Joint 7th, Jake Bevan and Stephen Broughton. 6th, Amandeep Tatler. 5th, Wayne Foster Crouch. 4th, Nicholas Steetham. 3rd, Tom Brindley. 2nd, John Mellier. And top of the shop, Lee Utting.
Lee Utting. He's been there most of the year, hasn't he?
Yeah. Flying.
Yeah, doing well, mate. Good stuff. Next one, the last one, the Dream Team Tonic Cash League 2023. In 10th, we've got Mark Tavares. In 9th, we've got Lee Watson. 8th, Tom Brindley. 7th, Dan Barton. 6th, Andy Allett. 5th, Stephen Williams. 4th, Andy Allett. 3rd, Tom Brindley. 2nd, off the top of this as well, me,
Tony.
Anthony Sutcliffe, and top of the shop, another guy who's having an absolute storming year in Dream Team, Simon Davis, who I think he's sat in 6th overall, not with that side, but that side is in the top. It's just gone above me, so he's got 2 sides in the top
20
or 17, yeah.
Yeah.
So absolutely flying, mate. Well done. Having a great season.
Fantastic season.
Yeah. There we are. Anything we need to touch on, chaps, that I've missed? Oh, the differential league.
Yes, don't forget the differential league, Tony.
I was just going to cut it short and just, sod you, James. I know you had a good week. I didn't have a bad week, actually. I did all right. So the March picks in the differential league, the community.
Oh, poor Connor.
Oh, well, the community have picked Casemiro, who got a nice red card, and he won't be playing again for March.
Well, he's got the second leg, and the Europa League, but that's it, really.
That's it, Casemiro. Ben, you went for Jim Bowen.
Crap. He's not even on penalties anymore, is he? I know we knew that before, but
Ben
Rama's on penalties now.
Yeah, Ben Rama. Fergie went for Ivan Toney. I really do hope his differential does well.
I think he will.
Nice to see a few goals. I went for Mitoma, who got a nice 10 points. So happy days. James, who'd you go for, mate?
I went for Trossard, who had an absolute stormer. Do you know what? Last week he went off injured, and I was thinking, oh no, not again. He'll be out for the month. And he's like Lazarus. He comes back and gets 3 assists, 14 points. Happy days.
Yeah, very good afternoon for Trossard. A great pick. Great pick, James.
Thank you.
So that's it. Like I say, Aman, you'll receive your trophy in cash soon. It's been It's been fun. Again.
Yeah. I'll give you my crown now as our previous champion of the Patreon Cup.
That's it. Make sure you sign up for next year for the next cup competition.
Yeah, bigger and better next year.
Yeah, I might be able to get some points in the group stage next year. We'll see. We'll see. Cheers for joining us, lads, and I'll speak to you next week.
Cheers, lads.
Yeah,
See you
cheers.
later.